So 22,200. So we are into the lower end of that gap area with this start. So 22,200 plus is where the index is starting at. The Sensex is starting higher as well. We've got 73,216 coming through there. Bank Nifty is up about 0.6. Bank Nifty, of course, saw the stronger bounce from the day's low on Tuesday among the two indices. The Nifty Mid-Cap Index is up about 0.75%. And you'll have the small cap index, which will come up with first rates as well. So there you go, 1% on the Nifty small cap index. But Sonia has moved across to the wall. She's got stock specific rates. Sonia.
Well, thanks a lot for that. So it's not a bad opening at all, as you suggested, right? It's look at it. The Nifty is up almost about 90 odd points. There's a fair bit of recovery that we're seeing this morning. Which is, of course, great from the bulls' point of view. Just looking at some of the stocks in focus. Infosys, of course, is going to be in focus. Comes out with numbers post-market hours today. So that stock ahead of its earnings is down a tad bit. Bajaj Auto as well. The numbers will come in at 4 p.m. today. So ahead of that, Bajaj Auto has been a really strong stock. I mean, it's up 75% in the past 6 months. Numbers are expected to be strong this time, so the stock as well is in the news for that. Angel One, clearly one of the top movers this morning, 6% higher now, very strong earnings, revenue growth of 30%, client base is up 15% quarter on quarter. Angel One is reacting to that. ICICI Lombard, 3% higher this morning on that stock. Strong numbers, net premium earned is up 17% year on year. Let's move to Tata Communications because it's a weak set of numbers. The margins have actually missed street estimates. Just Dial, the revenues are up almost about 16.5%. The margins have expanded to a 4-year high. Clearly one of the top movers. Let's just get back to Just Dial because there's a big move both in terms of price action as well as volume action on Just Dial. So that one I think is up almost about 8% or so. Don't lose sight of the move over there. Brigade Enterprises, 3.5% higher on that stock. Highest ever quarterly sales in Q4. So Brigade Enterprises also on our radar. All of these real estate stocks, in fact, have been doing pretty well. Suntec Realty is the other one. Q4 pre-sales have gone up 24%. So Suntec Realty is up 2.5%. Then let's move to some of the larger players. Ambuja Cement, if you're wondering why it's up, the Adani family has completed their warrant subscription for Ambuja Cement, so up 1.5% there. IIFL Finance is in the news for a rights issue. There's a fundraising of almost 1,300 crores there. And the big boy Reliance is in focus. This time, after a very, very long time, the company comes out with earnings on Monday. It's always on Friday post-market hours, but this time on Monday, the street is actually quite bullish on Reliance ahead of its earnings. So let's see how it goes. But largely on the market as well, 100 points higher. So Century early this morning. Let's see whether we can build on to those gains. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that. And, you know, Sonia, since Reliance has broken tradition and coming out with numbers on Monday, let's hope they advance the timing and, you know, come out with their numbers soon after markets close. But, you know, in the large cap space, it's HDFC Life which catches your attention. It's a gain of more than 2%. One, numbers are expected today. And two, there is a Citi upgrade on HDFC Life to a buy. Target price 720. They say the stock has underperformed peers in the last 1 year. And any revival in growth at HDFC Bank will aid HDFC Life. But numbers will be out today, so the street will watch that very closely. Power Grid is another big mover on the back of the Goldman Sachs note, 3% gain, 3.5%. In fact, on Power Grid, they've pegged the target price at 350. And the top nifty gainer right now is BPCL. In fact, there is buying across the oil marketing companies. So BPCL is higher. IOC has a gain of nearly 3%. Other than that, Jio Financial Services continues to see buying. Even on Tuesday's trade, it was up. Exide, a stock which has, I think, been running up for 9 consecutive days now. And in 9 days, the stock is up 50%, another 4%. Vodafone Idea sees buying. The FPO opens today for retail shareholders, 13.4. IIFL has upgraded Vodafone Idea to an ad rating, target price 14. So inching up towards that target price. But Vodafone Idea is seeing some buying. Talbros has got a 1,000 crore contract win from a large European OEM. So Talbros is also a stock which is, looking up a fair bit. On the way down, it's Zomato, which is a bit subdued. It comes up on the radar because of the kind of volumes it's seen, but it's had a fantastic run.
All right. So it's a good start as expected, and we were talking about this in the morning. 100 plus points, so is what we have. So 22,251. Now you got to hold it, right? You got a good start, and straight off the bat, it's looking very healthy. So we are the range, the gap area is 22,200 to about 22,500 roughly. That's basically the zone for resistance which we put out in the morning. So let's see if we start to get that effective resistance come through. Now, just a few other names, right? We were discussing with Deepan Jio Financial Services. It's the second largest volume-led gainer this morning with a 4.5% pop as things stand. And Exide is another one that we highlighted in the morning with Deepan, 4% higher once again. So the momentum there continues, 477. Angel, of course, as well, with large volumes as well. HPCL is up 4.5%. Stocks at about 490 on Hindustan Petroleum. The oil drop of 3% showing up here. You got Just Dial, which is up 9%. AG's Chemical, big mover on Tuesday. It starts with a 4% pop this morning as well. XCom is another one with an 8% pop. Again, Tuesday, XCom saw a large move, so that follows up. Chennai Petro is up 4%. Stocks at about 947. You got Piramal Pharma, Brigade Enterprises, High-Tech Gear. I think Vivek was telling us about High-Tech a little earlier, but that one is also looking good. TRIL, Transformers and Rectifies, 5% Tuesday, 5% now. And of course, in the last six months, it's gone up, I think, 10x, basically. So it's a really large mover and a wealth creator in that sense. Sterlite Tech is coming up with a cut of 6%. It had a very sharp move over the last 4-5 days, and it's got very large volumes in it for this point in the day. Second largest volume-led loser. And there is ABB, which is down 2%. Crystal, which is the facilities management company, that is starting about 2% lower as well. So that's essentially, the long and short of what's moving right now in the market at this point. Sonia?
And just wanted to mention that mid caps are actually surging, almost 1% rally, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're getting the sense, but I'm getting the sense that maybe the worst of that global pressure we saw in the last couple of days is settling now, because even crude has moved back down, and now market observers in the West feel that maybe the situation between Israel and Iran is not as precarious as was earlier expected. So it's cooled off a little bit and the market has sort of resumed that up move. But it may be too early to tell, but that seems like the case for now at least.
No, I mean, absolutely. And I think we'll take it as a day at a time, right? Because markets, of course, at this point, interpreting no news as good news on the Iran-Israel front. Nothing new incremental in that sense. And one hopes it stays that way. But 100 plus points on the Nifty, so it's a good bounce after about a 2.5-3% drop that we've had. I mean, falls have been in that sort of vicinity, January to March. The January high to the low in March that we saw, that was 3%, 3.5%. That's it. And the market moved right back up.